In a small village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a humble gardener named Elias. His hands, rough from years of tilling the earth, bore the marks of his devotion to the soil. His cottage, modest yet inviting, was surrounded by a garden that seemed to bloom with an otherworldly beauty. Flowers of every color, herbs with delicate fragrances, and fruits that glistened like jewels filled every inch of the land. Despite the garden's vibrance, Elias never sought recognition for his work. He believed that plants thrived not because of praise but because of love and care. He spent his days waking with the sun, pulling weeds, pruning branches, and watering the earth. He never hurried, for he knew that nature's rhythms could not be rushed. Each moment was a gift, a chance to connect with the life that grew from the soil. Elias was well known in the village, though not for grand feats or boasts. Instead, it was his quiet presence that endeared him to all. Villagers would often stop by his garden to chat or ask for a sprig of rosemary or a handful of lavender. He was always generous with his time and his plants, never turning anyone away empty-handed. One day, a young woman named Clara, new to the village, wandered into Elias's garden. She had heard whispers of its beauty and was eager to see it for herself. As she approached, she marveled at the sight before her. Vibrant flowers that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight, paths lined with wildflowers, and trees heavy with fruit. Elias was kneeling by a bed of daisies when Clara greeted him. "Your garden is incredible," she said. "How did you manage to make it so beautiful?" Elias smiled softly, wiping his brow. "It's not magic," he said with a twinkle in his eye. "It's patience. The earth needs time to grow, just like we do. Every plant here has a story, and each one is given what it needs, in its own time." Clara was intrigued. "I've always wanted to tend a garden, but I'm not sure where to start. How do you know what to do?" Elias stood up, brushing the dirt from his hands. "You start by listening," he replied. "The plants will tell you what they need if you pay attention. Some need more sunlight, some need shade, some thrive with a little extra care. Others prefer to be left alone. Just like people." Clara nodded thoughtfully, taking in his words. "I think I need to learn patience. I want to make something beautiful, but I'm afraid I'll fail." Elias chuckled. "There's no such thing as failure in the garden, only learning. A plant may not bloom today, but if you keep tending it, you'll see progress in time. Just like in life." Inspired by Elias's wisdom, Clara visited his garden often. She helped him with the chores, asking questions and learning the rhythms of the plants. Over time, she began cultivating her own small garden. At first, the flowers were sparse, and the soil seemed reluctant. But with Elias's advice and her own growing patience, her garden slowly came to life. Years passed, and Clara became known in the village for her blossoming garden. Yet, when asked about her secret, she always spoke of the humble gardener who had taught her not just to grow plants, but to nurture her own heart. For, as Elias had shown her, the true beauty of a garden came not from perfection, but from the love and care with which it was tended. And so, in a quiet corner of the village, two gardens bloomed, one of them famous, the other still humble, but both rooted in the timeless wisdom of a gardener who had always known that growth, in all things, came from patience and love.